Hello, class. Okay, so answering to our discussion here on week three, the first question says, how do you see gender roles in socialization occurring in our society? Well, the gender roles have been changing in the last years. Um, Especially, well, it's not what it used to be before, like it meant back in the 90s. I was raised in a family, in a very conservative family, where woman was not supposed to work, where or bring the money to the house. That was a man's job to bring the money to the table, and woman's job. My mom, my grandma, my aunt, their job was to keep the house clean, raise the children, make food. And I'm not saying that's the way that it should be, but that's the way that I was raised. And somehow uh, I grew up kind of with that mentality. But now, of course, that I'm in school, I have friends from different cultures. I learn many new things. Nowadays, women have become more powerful when it comes to politics, leadership, education, and many other areas as well. When I was watching the Ellen video, the big pants of for women, uh, it's pretty funny how it's funny, but at the same time, I don't. It's kind of, I guess it looks down on women. I mean, it depends on how you want to see it, or how you want to look at it. How can you create a man pant that it is designed for women? So basically, the only difference is the color, that is pink or purple, right? That's the only difference, and that's because how society designed those colors to be only for women, pink, purple. Also, in our class lecture, the Child and Adolescent Sexuality by our instructor, Kerry Watson, it talks about how with the schools, there should be more media literacy training programs, and also to provide a broader range of athletic opportunities. And I totally agree with it, because I remember when I was back in high school, the others the school was more interested in um, in to provide more things for the men's football team, and not so much for the women's volleyball team or the women's basketball team. So that's how, again, women are kind of moved to a side, and I definitely do not agree with it. Um, the second question says, see, I'm just looking at my notes. Is socialization a positive or negative thing for society? Well, socialization, it's definitely, in my opinion, a positive thing. But again, it depends on the culture of people, how they were domesticated. And like even till now here in the United States, I met families where women are kind of like, they still, like, I look down on women, and I believe that women are very powerful, smart, and beautiful, and they can bring so many things to our society. I don't like to use the word equality, because even though the women are great, and in many other things they can be stronger than men, there's certain things that a man that should just belong to a man, like doing, like, to carry like heavy things. Me, for example, I would never let a woman, if I'm there, for example, if I'm on the bus and I'm sitting down and a woman comes in, I'm gonna get up and give her my seat. And not because I believe a woman has the energy to step up the like on the road to, like, whatever, but I believe that she belongs to be seated. She belongs to be more comfortable. That's that is maybe, like, it has to do with me being more polite or whatever, but that's the way that for me it works. So I don't like to use the word equality, but I do believe that each gender plays an important role in society.